your left-hand side right here, this is the Great Cliff. It is a Georgian-style restaurant built during the 1720s by a man named John Howard Graceman. But it gained a hold of on fame during the 1920s when it was owned by Polly Leach. Miss Polly Leach, she would have been the girlfriend of notorious mobster/businessman Al Capone. Now they have their very own chocolate factory and cigar factory where all the cigar leaves are imported from Cuba to the island here free of charge. And there is also the second largest wine cellar in the region, where it said that one bottle of wine within that cellar can be found at $10,000.
Wow.
Now to your left hand side right here, this is the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas. Now family, bear in mind there won't be any Mona Lisas within this building. Okay, no Mona Lisas. But one painting, one local made painting is valued at $20,000 and higher. Now it is also said that there won't be any cellular devices or any cameras or anything allowed within that building. Now to your left right here, this is one of our Junkanoo museums here on the island. Now Junkanoo is one of our local festivals. We celebrate it a few times a year. Now some of you are familiar with Carnival and Mardi Gras. Okay, so Junkanoo is quite similar to Carnival and Mardi Gras, but we don't wear those revealing clothing to the public, okay? We make our own clothing and make our own music as well. Green and white is for our police official stations, and the pink and white will be for anything such as the Supreme Court or any of our parliamentary buildings. Now family, if you find yourself lost anywhere here on the island and you come to one of these mint green and white buildings, you know you can find yourself a safety haven. But if you are being arrested and taken into one of those buildings, you know you're being arrested, okay? Now here in the city of Nasua, a lot of the main streets and corners tend to be as narrow as you see right here. But once you finish with your wildlife center, you're going to get to see a brief glimpse of the island of New Providence, where you won't come across these tight, narrow cornerways, but a lot more of the main streets. So this street right here is known as Infant View. This is where you can find the cemetery of all of the World War I or World War II veterans here from the Bahamas, okay?